Hey guys, Scott here. Welcome to another one in the morning Scott take, a terribly named series where I have a hot take and it's my name. Today I'm going to talk about Twitch. Twitch, I think, is a company that gets way more. Wait, 2 seconds. 1 second. Shit than it deserves. And I don't know. I just want to go over that. Sure, a lot of people are going to go, oh, you're a Twitch simp. Twitch's dick is up your ass, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. A lot of these people are very emotional and just don't respond to like unfortunate facts that are the realities of business and stuff like that. So I do want to go over it. And sure, I'm a bit biased because I stream on Twitch, but honestly, a lot of people on Twitch are the ones giving Twitch the most shit. So first off, where do we even start? I don't structure these videos, by the way. I just rant. I guess let's start with probably the first main like community complaint that happened with Twitch, which was the whole 70-30 split thing and then the ad incentive thing happening right after it. So if you guys are not aware, Twitch offers a standard 50-50 split for sub revenue, which is pretty low, honestly. But some people had a 70-30 split, which means the creator got 70 and then Twitch got 30. That was a very small portion of streamers. You had to have a pretty decent amount of viewers. You cannot really be a small streamer. So this was probably, 0.1% of Twitch, if even that. Honestly, probably way less than that, because there's just so many people on Twitch. And when this change happened, people freaked out. People started complaining that Twitch is taking all their money away and stuff like that. The thing is, pretty much 99.9% of the people complaining about this, they didn't have the 70-30 split to begin with. They were nowhere near a 70-30 split. And so Twitch wasn't taking anything away. They were just like getting outraged for something that didn't even really affect them. Now, maybe they had like a goal. Maybe they were at 700 average viewers and they were thinking, oh shit, I might be able to next year. I think I might be able to get this 70-30 split finally. And then they find out that it's being taken away. That sucks. I get that. But a lot of people were acting like they had something taken away from them. And then people started connecting these dots that didn't really exist. They saw, okay, Twitch is taking away the 70-30 split and putting ad incentives now. So now, in order to make the same money that I used to be making, Twitch is basically forcing me to run ads. But again, that wasn't really true. 99.9% of people did not have the 70-30 split to begin with. You're not losing any more money. In fact, all the ad incentive thing does is annoy viewers because, God, they need to add a pre-roll something. Aside rant, yes, I agree. Twitch has some issues. Moderation inconsistencies and ads are just bad. I'm not even going to pretend those are not good. But most of the people that were trying to draw this connection between the 70-30 split going away and the new ad incentives program, for example, the line, like the dots, they didn't make any sense because they weren't losing anything to begin with, and the ad incentive thing just tried to give them a bit more money. Now, for a lot of people, it was an absolute joke of the amount of money that would actually give them. But at the end of the day, they didn't lose anything, and they only stood to gain, even if it was an insulting amount. They didn't lose anything. So I don't know where that line got drawn where they decided to say that Twitch is taking our money away from subs, so now we have to run ads more. Pretty much everybody's saying that. It didn't even affect them whatsoever. However, there are a couple of people that it did affect. So let's talk about people that had the 70-30 split. The thing is, and for some reason, people always neglect to mention this, even like, YouTubers I like and respect, they always neglect to mention this part. The 70-30 split still exists. I still have it. I get the full income as a 70-30 split, and that's wonderful, and I'm very fortunate to have that. The thing is, you lose the 70-30 split after $100,000 of subscription income alone, then it goes down to 50-50 afterwards. So you need a lot of subs to get to that. So there's only a handful of people on the entire platform that were above that amount. And it almost seems weird for them to be complaining about it. It's still less money, so they're allowed to complain at it, and sure. But I see so many people complaining on behalf of them. Guys, the people that are making $100,000 a month in sub revenue they're rich. They are rich people. They're not just making $100K a year. That's not their only income because that wouldn't be rich. If you have so many subs that you are making $100,000 a year off of subscription revenue alone, you have an insanely high amount of ad revenues. You have sponsorships. You have a YouTube channel. You have a giant social media presence. These are not small streamers. These are very well-known content creators that can cross that threshold. And I'm not going to shed a tear if they make a little bit less money. They still have more money than you and I will ever have. So it seems weird to everyone, like when I try to defend Twitch, they go, you're crying over, rich Amazon, when ironically Amazon is turning less of a profit than the people that are complaining about it. And that's another major thing that a lot of people, when they complain about it, they don't understand the difference between revenue and profit. They point out that Twitch made like 2.8 billion in revenue last year, and they go, look how much money they have. They can't afford to pay streamers more. And then they ignore the actual cost of running Twitch, which completely offsets that. You can't lie in shareholder meetings and things like that. Twitch does not really turn a profit. If they do, it's very, very middling. And so, sure, Jeff Bezos can donate $50 billion to the Twitch fund to give to more streamers. Is that realistic? No, it's never going to fucking happen. Jeff Bezos is a soulless antichrist. He's not going to do that. But it's not really the fault of the company itself that all this is happening. It's a business. The entire point of a business is to make money. If they can't make money, then either they have to change the way they do business, which is what Twitch is doing, or they just stop being a business. All the people that are complaining about all this, saying like, you guys don't have the streamers in mind. What if they did? What if they gave you a 90-10 split and doubled ad revenue? That's great for about 5 years until Daddy Amazon goes, man, Twitch, you're bleeding us dry. Get the fuck out. Now there's no more Twitch and no one has any jobs that's in the platform. It's a short term, hey, this is great for the viewers, but in long term, like no one thinks about the long term. If the business does not make money in a profit, it will stop existing, because that's the entire point of, businesses for profit. You have to make money or your parent company or whatever is just not going to support it anymore. And that we bring up like Kick, for example, too. I want Kick to succeed. I know it's not going to, but I want Kick to succeed because anything that threatens Twitch is good for me, because it means they'll have to do something that's probably going to benefit me as a streamer on the platform. So I want that. But the thing is, I don't know how people can't see that Kick is not a sustainable model as well. And the only people I've seen supporting Kick are basically the people that are funded by the gambling behind it, like the co-owners of the platform, and then people that have basically no followers that are being basically taunted into a much better streaming environment, not realizing that they're not going to get gifted the 5,000 subs that you see in all the revenue reports for Kick streamers. They're not going to find any success there because it has, a fraction of the platform that Twitch does. But let's say Kick does get more popular. Let's say it gets much more popular. What's going to happen 5 years from now, if it gets to the level of Twitch or even halfway to Twitch, the people that are running that are going to go, okay, we've been losing money for 5 years. This is not working anymore. We have to change stuff. You can only support off of gambling websites and revenue. Trust me, I know they have a shit ton of money. I know they have a lot of money to throw around. But the way they got money is from making a profit. You don't just get money from cutting neutral. And so, yes, there's a period right now on Kick where they're throwing a bunch of money at the platform. They're making all these big announcements and stuff like that. And that's great because they're trying to drive people there in hopes that eventually they will have the audience to sustain the income it costs to run the platform. But anyone with a brain can see that's not sustainable. They're like 95 split. That's not sustainable. You guys have to know that's not sustainable. It's never going to work. So one of two things will happen. Stake is going to realize, hey, all this company is doing is losing us money. This is pointless, because it's pretty much going to have to rely on funneling people into gambling. That's the only way I can think that Kick will actually make money, is if they funnel people into gambling, because that can actually make them money. The website of Kick itself is just a bleeding dry thing. It's of course going to lose them money. So their entire gamble, from what I can understand, is that people will get into gambling and give them money that way, which is another reason I don't support Kick, because what the fuck? Why would you support that? But other than that, if that doesn't work, they're just going to shut the shit down. It's not going to work, because at the end of the day, Stake is a big company because they make money, they make profit. And if Stake can't earn a profit from Kick anymore, then they're just going to not run it. What's realistically going to happen is they don't want Kick to shut down, so they're going to start adjusting shit. And the difference between Kick and Twitch is going to start going like this, and then people will start bitching about Kick again. That's pretty much what has to happen. There's like only one of two options there, but that's a side rant on Kick. So the whole thing with Twitch. Recently, there was also another thing. They just announced that there's a new sponsorship system where it's basically being automated through Twitch. Kind of like how Twitch bounties work. If you don't know what those are, you can basically go to your dashboard, pick a bounty, do an hour-long stream for X company, say blah, 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 say a couple of lines, and you get a little payout. It's not very big, it's not very lucrative, but it's something that you can do for very low effort, and it's just there if you want to try it. Sponsorships are that to the next level, where it's like, a normal sponsorship. Like, if I got sponsored by HelloFresh, you have like a month-long campaign where you have their banner and you have their commands and you have to do 2 partnered streams and you have to do, X number of tweets. It's like a standard sponsorship. And that's kind of what it's going to be like. And again, even people I respect, like Critical, Charlie, like who I super respect. He's a super nice dude. Talking about this, he's acting like it's just another bad thing for streamers. It's just Twitch taking more money from their sponsorships that they would have had. But I think like people like that are disconnected from what a normal Twitch streamer is. Like, it's not normal to have 10, 15, 20,000 viewers. Almost everybody on Twitch has less than 100 viewers. These people don't have talent agencies. They don't have companies where they're just throwing sponsors at them left and right. This is not Twitch taking money away from anybody. It's just bonus money they never would have had to begin with because they wouldn't have had that sponsorship. They wouldn't have had the chance to even try this. And there is the counterpoint that, well, you could just go see which company is offering the sponsorship and contact them normally and do that. And then not have the, the gift sub split and things like all that stuff. Okay, do it. That's no one's stopping you from trying that. If you're big enough, you're going to be able to do that. But again, who this is targeting is people that are not big enough to score those deals. And that's why I don't understand the complaints about it. It's just more money for people that wouldn't have had money before. And fucking Asmongold is not going to go on his little Twitch dashboard and take a sponsorship from, Men's Warehouse or whatever. Like, that's just not, they're not going to do that. They have their own channels. It's not going to affect them. It's just going to benefit smaller streamers. That's it. So I don't understand what the complaint about that is either. And it's like a lot of decisions from Twitch are really just things that give streamers more money. So I make more money now with the same subs than I had like 3 or 4 years ago. I pretty much have the same amount of subs. I make more money now because the whole ad incentive thing was just a bit, it's not much more, but it's better than it was before. They didn't take anything away from me. And again, I'm lucky to have the 70-30 split. Not everyone has that. I'm not going to pretend everyone gets that. I'm very fortunate to have that. But most of the complaints about Twitch are from people not understanding what it is to run a business. And I understand the frustrations because, it's a very scary job being a streamer. It's very volatile. While the concept of entertainment will always be a thing, and honestly, I think streamers and YouTubers will be a thing until the end of time because it's a new media. It's basically just television, but on your computer now. So that will always be a thing. But the companies themselves are volatile. You don't know what's going to happen. Twitch might be non-existent in 10 years. So I get that people are scared, and whenever these changes like this, it comes out of emotion rather than logic. And again, I get that. But you guys really have to take a step back and realize the entire point of a business is to make money. If they're not making money, they need to change things to make money. And most of these things don't even negatively affect anybody. And in fact, most of these just help people. So I don't really get where all the hate for Twitch comes from. Sure, the ads suck, and sure, the moderation and banning inconsistency, I'll handshake it with you there. They have been not great with that stuff. But other than that, I have like nothing else negative to say about it. Maybe the quality options are not as good as YouTube and you can't rewind live streams. That's it. That's like the only complaints I have. And I've been on this platform for almost 10 years now. So I don't know. That's my rant about Twitch. It's not nearly as bad as people think. I think people let emotions get the better of them rather than think about it logically, which I get it. But yeah, that's the end of my rant. See ya.